There are three major types of MBA applicant, and knowing which one you are makes all the difference in how you approach your application. I'm going to help you put forward the most competitive candidacy you can by first identifying which type of candidate you are and therefore how you need to approach your applications and, most importantly, your goals and your career game plan. Welcome to MBA Monday. If you're new to this channel, I'm Angela. I am a career coach and an MBA coach, and I am here to help you achieve your MBA dreams. I got my own MBA from the Booth School of Business. I then joined BCG as a consultant. Then I became a recruiter at BCG, where I hired MBAs to join the Boston Consulting Group. And for the last 18 years, I've been helping people build careers they love, very often through the MBA. So if you're applying to business school, consider subscribing to my channel. I've got lots of great content coming your way throughout your entire application journey. In today's video, I'm going to help you contextualize the MBA in your broader career journey and, through a simple metaphor, help you understand how to construct your career game plan and highlight the most important things in your essays. By the way, if you wait to the end, I'll tell you how you can map yourself precisely to one of these types if you're not sure. The first type of MBA applicant I'm going to call the climber. So if we think about business school as going to a gym, the climber is going to go right for the rock climbing wall. The goal of the climber is just to rise within their existing industry. This is really common for people who work in consulting, investment banking, private equity. You work in an industry that commonly employs MBAs and perhaps even requires an MBA to reach the very top level. You know you're going to go back to that industry post-MBA, at least for a little while, maybe for the long haul, and you need an MBA to continue climbing on the path that you're on. What this means for your career game plan is that you can really keep it simple. You already have a track record in your chosen field. You know you're going to go back, possibly even to the same firm that you already work at. You don't need to make a big proof about why this industry is the right industry for you, because your experience should speak for itself. So you can focus your personal statement essays on why you love your current work and how you'd like to continue making an impact in your industry post-MBA. You don't need a substantial proof about whether you're employable in that industry, and you don't even need a very vivid long-term vision, because the reality is that you're going to go back to the industry that you love and climb, and the future will be more or less more of what it is today. The second type of MBA applicant, if we're sticking with our gym metaphor, are the cross trainers, or possibly the CrossFitters. Maybe there's a kettlebell or a rope pull or jumping over things in your future. But if you think about CrossFit, it does paint a picture of what this type of MBA applicant is using the MBA to do. In other words, you're using it to stretch yourself and to train other aspects of your business know-how, because your goal is not precisely to climb within your company, but rather it's to become a more well-rounded achiever and leader within your industry. The people who tend to be cross trainers or CrossFitters in the MBA are people who have a career that they are already pretty happy about. You're in an industry that you like, but it's not an industry where there's a set hierarchy or you're climbing up through an up or out culture like there is in professional services like consulting and investment banking, but rather you're in a matrix or multidimensional organization where what it means to climb is actually to make lateral moves and to move into different functions. So you're using the MBA to expand your knowledge of the different functions and the different aspects of business, so that when you return to the industry that you love, you will be a more well-rounded leader, a better decision maker, and someone who's able to lead across functions and across teams. So the emphasis here is on diversification of skills, not merely the lack of credibility to enable you to keep climbing. By the way, this is also frequently the MBA applicant type for people pursuing an executive or a part-time MBA. Your goal is to expand what's possible for you in your given field. So if you work in tech or consumer goods or retail or fashion or industrial goods, if you're in an industry that you like, good chance that you are a cross trainer through your MBA. So the focus during your MBA is going to be on leadership development and on generalist cross training. You're going to want to take a broad curriculum covering the whole range of business functions so that you graduate a more competent leader in your chosen industry. In your essays, you're going to want to outline your planned trajectory post MBA and importantly, where you see yourself in the long term. This is frequently the path of graduates who go on to become CEOs or CXOs or eventually potentially founders in their own company. But that is after several years of management and growth and leadership within an existing, usually large company. If you want to take a look at your specific industry and where MBAs from your favorite schools go within that industry, check out our super awesome MBA career official placement report. Here's the QR code so you can download it. I'll also link it in the description below. What we've done is we've compiled data from all of the top MBA programs and cleaned it meticulously so that we could compare apples to apples and say which schools are stronger in which given industries, and particularly where do graduates go after each program to fulfill their cross-training career. And while you're down there, please give this video a like. It helps more people discover our videos, and it helps me help more people achieve their MBA dreams. Speaking of dreams, let's move on to the third type of MBA applicant. And in our gym metaphor, this is the Iron Man. It's more than a cross trainer. It's someone who is preparing for a triple marathon of gargantuan proportions. You're an Iron Man if you are seeking a total career transformation through the MBA. You're not just making a pivot. You are making a radical move from your past to a brand new future. It means that you are very likely changing your function, your industry, and/or your geography, and possibly all three. In this category, we have people who identify themselves as coming from non-traditional industries, a non-business background, people who are making career pivots like I was when I applied to business school. If you're new to this channel, then you may not know that I started life as a preschool English teacher, and then I moved into HR, and then I went to business school. I was an Ironman during my MBA. Not literally. I did not literally complete a triathlon, but here's the MBA triathlon that you are likely going to complete if you fit into this category. It's the 3 big C's of business school: classes, clubs, and companies. And you're going to really need to work all 3 of them. The classes are going to be really important to you because very likely some of the business concepts that you're going to encounter even in your very first quarter will be new to you. And it's going to be critical that you master the basic concepts of business so that by the end of your first term, when you're encountering internship interviews, you're prepared to compete with your classmates who are coming from one of the other 2 categories and building upon existing strengths in the business world. You're also going to need the clubs because you're going to need to start cultivating experiences that align with the future you want to have. If you plan to go into consulting, you're going to want to join the management consulting club and start to get familiar with case studies. You might even want to do a sample case with a local business. If you're going to go into finance, same thing. You're going to need to work the clubs to develop experiences that help you compete. And the third, of course, is companies. You're going to need to network a ton. You're going to have to prove to companies that are hiring you without experience in their field that you are ready to hang. And you're going to do that by building relationships through networking. Now, fortunately, the companies are going to come to campus and give you the chance to do that. But you're going to have to work networking harder than all of your classmates. This is why you're the Ironman, because the MBA is going to be the most work for you of all your classmates. But that also means that you are likely going to get the highest ROI on your MBA because the contrast between your before and after is going to be that much more dramatic. This, of course, means that you are going to have to work harder and you're going to have to be more prepared for the MBA. If you're interested in coaching around your career game plan and figuring out the path that you're going to take post MBA that's actually going to help you make the most of your MBA pivot, then check out our career game plan toolkit or our career discovery toolkit. You can work directly with an MBA protocol coach to really fine tune your vision and map it to your MBA applications so that you're able to stand out and distinguish yourself as someone who has both an inspiring and credible plan, even though you've got a triathlon of training ahead of you. It will make your application stronger. It will make schools more ready to sponsor you by giving you admission and potentially even scholarships. And it will make you much more prepared by the time you get to campus to make the most of your MBA and to maximize that ROI. I'll put the link to that toolkit in the description below. And while you're down there, you might notice there's another link that says mbaprotocol.com/MBA. And that's how you can request a call to speak with an MBA protocol coach to build your ideal MBA guided quest package. We would love to speak with you. So don't hold back. Fill out that form if you'd like to talk to us. There are other types of niche MBA applicants like the marathon runner or the brand new startup founder. Couldn't think of a gym metaphor for that one. That's using the MBA to incubate a business or to launch a startup. All kinds of MBA applicants have special needs for their MBA program. And all applicants fit into one of these three main categories. You're either a climber, you're a cross trainer, or you're an Ironman. If you know which one you are, then you can cultivate the right set of application materials for you so that you can submit the strongest application possible. I was doing the math the other day and I figured out that there's a very high probability that I have spent more time thinking about the problems of MBAs than any other person on the planet. And that's from spending 17 years coaching applicants and building a business of other people who coach applicants. And so we've come up with all kinds of tools to help you understand yourself, to answer questions effectively, and to really grow your career through the MBA. This video has been about your goal and career game plan profile. On our website, we've got a quiz to help you figure out your MBA story type, which is yet another dimension of your candidacy that you're going to have to contemplate as you're completing your applications. If you want to figure out what your MBA story type is, head over to the link in the description below and answer a few questions, and you'll discover how you're going to approach the story part of your MBA applications. And whenever you fill out a form on our website, it comes with all kinds of other free goodies beyond the piece of content that you're requesting. So I hope you'll go and check that out. I am rooting for you to submit the strongest application you can, to get into business school, and to achieve all of your career dreams. I am going to be right back here next Monday with even more tips to help you achieve those goals. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time on MBA Monday. So if you are someone who is then on our website, we've also got a quiz to help you figure out. On our website,